Am I the a-hole for not going to my dad's house when my dad isn't even there, even if I'm needed? My parents divorced when I was 16 and my brother, 19 were still so young that I barely have any real memories of them together. I was 1 year old, my brother was 4. I grew up already knowing the story. Dad cheated. He was on the road for work most of the time, 3 weeks away, 1 week home, and mom finally got tired of being basically a single parent with a husband who just dropped by every so often. After the divorce, not much changed in terms of time with dad. The schedule stayed exactly the same, 1 week a month with him. As a kid, I didn't think it was weird because it was all I'd ever known. But as I got older, I realized how lopsided it was. It felt like dad was trying to shove a month's worth of parenting into 7 days. Sometimes he'd pull it off, but more often than not, it was rushed, exhausting, and didn't feel like real bonding. When I was 7, dad remarried. That was the first time I met the woman who would later become my stepmother, at least legally. She wasn't cruel or anything, no fairy tale evil stepmom vibes, but there was something performative about her. She smiled a lot, said all the right things, but there was this undercurrent of let's just get this over with when she dealt with me and my brother. My brother picked up on it too. We were polite, but we kept our guard up. Then came the first baby. Suddenly, there was a massive push for me and my brother to be more involved. Overnight, we went from kids dad sees once a month to your older siblings now, so you should be here more to help raise them. At least, that's what it felt like. When the baby was about a year old, dad and his wife decided 1 week a month wasn't enough family time. They went to court to change the custody agreement, so we'd have to come over an extra weekend each month. The kicker? They specifically wanted us there when dad was not home, so we could bond with the kids and help out more. Mom fought a tooth and nail. She told the court straight up that we didn't want it, and she was right, we didn't. I mean, how are you supposed to bond with your half-siblings when the only time you see them is under the supervision of someone who makes you feel like an outsider? But the judge partially sided with them, so we were stuck with one dad-less weekend a month. It was awkward. Forced. Like we were guests who were also somehow unpaid babysitters. About a year later, they tried again, this time asking for an entire extra week every month. That got denied, but the judge added a clause. Once we turned 14, we could choose whether or not to do those extra weekends. My brother turned 14 first. His birthday landed on one of those extra weekends, and he just didn't go. Dad's wife lost her mind. She called mom, screaming about how unfair and selfish it was. Mom calmly reminded her of the court order and hung up. That was the end of it for him. When I turned 14, I followed his lead. My birthday was in a different month, so it didn't have the same dramatic timing, but I still opted out. Dad's wife wasn't happy, but mom shut her down again. Bring it up one more time, and I'll be happy to let my lawyer handle it. That shut her up mostly. For the next 2 years, she'd occasionally invite us over when dad wasn't there. At first, it was framed as casual. Come hang out with the kids. Then it started turning into errands. Can you help fix the shed door? And eventually full-on babysitting requests. Every time we said no. Last weekend was the latest attempt. She texted me saying she had to work all weekend, her regular sitter was busy, and nobody else could do it. She made it sound like an emergency. I told her no. She got passive-aggressive. It's just 1 weekend. You should be coming over more to see the kids anyway. I replied, not my problem. I never wanted to be there when dad wasn't. That was never my choice, and you need to stop asking. The next night, dad called. He wasn't yelling, his voice had that quiet, disappointed tone parents get when they want you to feel guilty. He asked why I wouldn't go just to see her half-siblings. I told him honestly, I don't want to. I'm tired of her trying to make me come over when you're not there. He said, you and your brother could be better about this. You could at least spend 1 weekend a month with them. I told him, I'm already there the weekend you are. Isn't that enough? Apparently not. He said, that's not the point. You could go spend time with your stepmom and your siblings. Here's the thing I didn't say out loud. Without him there, it doesn't feel like my family. It feels like I'm just visiting someone else's home, following someone else's rules, and watching kids who aren't my responsibility. And I never agreed to that role. Now dad's acting all let down, and I can tell he thinks I'm being selfish. But honestly, if he wanted me to have a strong bond with his new family, maybe he should be the one building that bridge, in person, rather than expecting me to go play happy family without him. So, am I the a-hole for refusing to go to my dad's house when he's not even there?